Welcome to the Vine Tribe, a series that explores the majestic wine country of South Africa. Join our presenters as they go on adventures, discovering the hidden gems and connecting with the winemakers that give wine its soul.
Welcome to the Vine Tribe series. We're at the beautiful Bushman's Put Winery in Bonnievale, Robertson, South Africa. This is a winery where old meets new, where the old soils of the Langebach Mountains meet the new world climate of the South African sun. It's often said that great wines are made in beautiful places, but great wines are also made in tough places. The soils here are tough to grow in, stunting the growth of the vines, forcing them to produce good concentrated grapes. But we're at high altitude here, which means that the grapes take longer to ripen and thus concentrate the flavors even more and get fully ripe flavors in the grapes. But the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. And so let's meet the winemaker and go and taste some wines. Now there's a hands-on winemaker.
Hey John.
Hey Aldo, how are you doing?
Good man.
Awesome.
Can't complain. Let's go get some wine.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for a random glass of wine, as you will be asked of its location and could win a fantastic prize.
Hi everyone, we're here with Eldad, the winemaker at Bushman's Put in this beautiful location at one of their cottages on the property. And Eldad, thank you so much for having us and allowing us to taste some of these beautiful wines. Like so many of us in the wine industry, we've got a story of what got us into the wine industry and what brought us to this point. And yeah, we're interested to hear what got you here, what brought you to Bushman's Put.
Yeah, so back in the day when I was very small, my dad took me to the cellar. He was a winemaker as well. And yeah, I fell in love with winemaking when I got to the spot where I had to decide. It was between industrial engineering and winemaking, and of course, winemaking lifestyle always looked better for me. So that's why I just decided it wasn't even difficult to go into the winemaking side.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful area. What is it about this area though that makes it so special? What is it about Bushman's Put that sort of drew you here?
So yeah, Bushman's Put is against the Langebach Mountains, usually a bit cooler than the rest of the area, about 2 degrees Celsius, and the sun rises very late year, so that helps a lot with the nice cooler temperatures, and definitely still have that warm climate like the rest of the Bonnievale area. So yeah, that makes it perfect, especially for red wines, but also we have a very nice Sauvignon Blanc here.
Yeah, I'm excited to taste some of them.
Okay, great. Let's pour some. So yeah, pouring a 2021 Sauvignon Blanc. So the idea behind the Sauvignon Blanc, we only have one block, is that I picked it at one time, a little bit later. I did try and make it more serious by picking it earlier and blending it with a later bunch, but yeah, the consumer always wanted the more riper style tropical fruit, so it doesn't help you try and make something that's not true to the terroir here on the farm.
Yeah, I love hearing that. You know, a lot of Sauvignon Blancs can be really, really acidic, where they've picked them too early. They've tried to force them to be this acidic Sauvignon Blanc, and you're picking them too early, so you get lots of tart characteristic in it. Whereas this is just beautiful. It's an expression of where it's from. You can taste the sunlight in it. Exactly. It's beautiful tropical fruit, really soft mouthfeel, and delicious.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting. If you taste it 2020 now, it usually moves from the tropical fruit to a flintier Sauvignon Blanc. So it's quite an interesting change it makes in the bottle as it ages.
Awesome. But you did say that this is more of a red wine producing area.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've got a grape variety here, which we're going to taste today, called Malbec, which isn't very common to see on its own in a South African context. Other countries of the world tend to do it as a single variety, but here we don't tend to do that. We tend to blend it away into, with Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot-based blends. What is it about this area that made you want to do a single variety Malbec?
Yeah, I think they usually put it in the Bordeaux blend, of course. And the Malbec is just so unique, and it's getting more and more popular. And the reason for that is because it's such a nice and smooth wine. The person that knows his wine love it. The guy that doesn't know wine at all love it. When I went to Johannesburg, they always ask for Merlot because it's also more or less a nicer, friendlier, consumer-friendly wine. So then I just pour them some Malbec, and yeah, then they love it. They don't go back to Merlot. So I'm going to pour you some. It's a 2018 Malbec. So this was my first vintage in the bottle from the start to the end. So I'm very, very happy how it with the result. So yeah.
Yeah, beautiful fruit on the nose again. That purity of fruit that comes through, and again.
And soft tannins. It's very almost creamy, and yeah, this is like for everyday drinking by the fire, and just on its own.
Yeah.
It's perfect wine.
Would you say that being at the higher altitude helps with ripening it properly?
Yeah, I think because of the Malbec is also planted on a cooler slope, the same slope as with the Sauvignon Blanc, and especially because it's getting so hot here, it does help definitely with the sun and the cooler area, and we're about 350 meters above sea level, so yeah, it does definitely help with the Malbec producing such nice aromas.
Awesome. Now you're the winemaker here obviously, but you're also the viticulturalist, which means that you're the person that grows the grapes as well. And you know, great winemakers will always say that 80% of the work done to make a great wine happens out in the vineyards. Which do you prefer? Which is sort of where you find yourself more?
Yeah, difficult. I love both, but yeah, viticulture is perfect. I love getting my hands dirty, being outside, working with the plants, seeing it growing, to create something from the start to the end, and putting it in the bottle, and then being able to play with it and produce such a nice and exquisite wines, and then even see the consumer enjoy your wines. So
Yeah.
And being part of a team on the farm, you're never alone as a viticulture. It's quite a team effort. A lot of hands go on that vineyards and the grapes. So just to produce one bottle, and then you get a new appreciation for that wine that you drink each and every glass. And it's never just viticulture or winemaking. There's always some maintenance that needs to be done. So yeah, no day is the same.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now the next wine we're going to taste is a blend, and in South Africa there's often this misconception that blends are the leftover wines, the leftover grapes that you don't quite know what to do with, so you put them all together and you make, oh, there's a blend. But with a lot of wineries in South Africa, it is often the flagship. What is your take on that? You know, what do you enjoy most about blending?
Yeah, so blending you really get to play with. It's where the artist side of you can, and the creative side, play with the wines, taste each wine on its own, get the best wines, put them together and make that your flagship. And that's what we did with the Menno. It's got 6 varieties. It's an estate wine, so for those that don't know about the estate wine of origin, it needs to be everything produced on the farm, it needs to be labeled on the farm, bottled, and yeah, so everything happens on the farm. And this specific blend has 6 varieties, and it's like little pockets that we picked from the farm, so it's very it expresses the terroir quite nice on this farm itself. So yeah, let's have a taste.
Fantastic, I'm looking forward to trying it.
So also 2018, and with the blend you really get some depth and diversity in the wine, other than with a single variety. So yeah, you can smell something of everything here. It's actually all about your mood, what mood you are in. So
Well,
that will
certainly.
jump to you.
Yeah, there's a lot of fruit again. There's a lovely spice characteristic as well. There's also a sort of floral component on the nose, which is really enticing, I suppose.
So yeah, this blend is, like I said, 6 varieties: Shiraz, Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon. We have Cabernet Franc and a bit of Mourvedre. The Mourvedre gives it a bit of spiciness with the Shiraz. And I do put a bit of Mourvedre in my Shiraz as well, just for that white pepper. And yeah, it's got something of everything.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today and showing us these exquisite wines. And yeah, we really enjoyed our time here, enjoyed my time with you, and yeah, look forward to seeing what happens here in the future.
Yeah, thanks for
Cheers,
having me.
man.
Thanks, cheers.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Vine Tribe. Don't forget to enter our competition and tell us where you spotted the random glass of red wine. Give us your answer in the comment section of this video. We have amazing prizes to give away. Please subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And tune in for the next South African gem of a winery we explore.